Canberra Metalheads. Me and you, Season 2. Alright, let's kick it.
Hey, welcome to Canberra Metalheads, the first video episode with myself, Marky Malpus, and Decay.
What's up?
Look at this in the YouTube realm now.
Yeah, all in high def and all that.
Yep, getting on all the platforms. You're probably used to hearing my voice without seeing the face as much as what you have in the last 12 months at least. I did a Witch Skull interview for video at the start of the year, and then we got this episode, which is with the guys from As Flesh Decays. So yeah, met up with the guys from As Flesh Decays last week before the gig, and this is the video episode that we put out. So yeah, it was good to catch up with them, and JJ wasn't there for that part of the interview, but I'm glad that we're able to do this part at the start of the episode.
Yeah, we got our times mixed up, and I got early and got to catch up and have an afternoon beer.
Yep.
But then we had a bit of had to run and get some shit done.
Yeah,
before the show. Shit happens. We're allowed to swear on this episode.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that, man? We're not doing the radio anymore, so it's so weird for me to not say the radio name and channel. But hey, we got our thing going now. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all this stuff. Just no radio, but everything else.
Excellent. And I just got to remember not to move my camera anymore like that. Be like, yeah, excellent. But man, how good was Flesh Decays?
Oh man, I love seeing those guys. We've had them on the show before, but it was good to have them back again. And it was like a pre and post, like apocalypse sort of shine between the last time we spoke to them and now. Like so much has happened in between those two gigs.
Yeah, because like we toured with them in what was it, September last year?
Yeah, it would have been.
And you know, I think that was both of our last shows. Well, Remnants has played Canberra in what, like March?
Yeah.
First post-apocalyptic show.
That's
and
right.
Now then we went into lockdown phase 2, and now it's like they're the first time for a band from Victoria to come down to Canberra and play. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, good to have them back. Yeah, I mentioned that in the episode. I think they're the first band from Victoria to play in Canberra since lockdown. So yeah, bit on both sides of the fence. To get them before, like on tour, and then this time after not being able to. And they said that's actually the first time they've played in ages altogether. Like, so some members of the band hadn't seen each other since before COVID.
Well, they had a new bass player as well. Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's right.
And he was 3 weeks in.
Newbie. Yeah, man.
Oh, pretty crazy that he picked all that up. I found it like awesome set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Flacker was on point.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, it's good to get out and watch them, but also like the crew was there, you know, like get a gig where like you know so many people there. Like I've done a lot of bar shifts where I might know 5 or 6 people there, but like I feel like when they played last week, man, it was like I knew like 80% of the people there. It was a really good gig.
Yeah, close knit community, my man.
That's it.
All the grinders.
All the bands that have played the South Coast gigs always get a few South Coast people up as well. Like there's a few people that came up for the gig.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
South Coast support.
That's it. That's where it all began.
Yeah.
But we started out with a couple of interviews lined up for this year, and obviously all that fell through. So it's good to close it out with another band that we have had on the show, and also talk some shit, you know. So the upcoming video episode that'll be after this is the last one for the year as far as band interviews. So yeah, it's good to end it on a high note. It's been a pretty fucking rough time to try and get interviews and stuff over the last 12 months. and it's just hopefully be able to do some more stuff next year. Just keen to see what 2021 holds as far as live music goes. And just wrap up the year with this one and kick it off strong with next year. But obviously now I've got this video platform as well, so we've got some YouTubes and some bloody different ways to get the word out there. So yeah, if you're listening to the audio version, like if you're listening on like Spotify, iTunes, and on Podbean, then head on. Oh, also I'm on Google Music and Amazon Podcasts as well now. So because we went through and re-released all the episodes as interview only, we were able to open up a few different platforms which weren't available before because of the music that was in each episode. So if anyone's wondering why they're interview only now, that's because we wanted to be able to reach more people by getting them out onto Spotify and YouTube and that sort of stuff. So we're across everything now and be able to keep doing with some video episodes and see what next year holds, man.
Yeah, we own all platforms.
That's it.
Thanks for, man, credit to you for doing all that stuff, eh? That would have been a massive job.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. That's why I had to do it in like 5 and 10 like lots at a time. But I got through it all 70 episodes back up and running without the music. But I did, however, create Spotify playlists coinciding the episode. So for each episode, there's also a Spotify playlist with the tracks that are on Spotify for playback. So not everyone has to miss out. And we might, at the end of this year, create a new Spotify playlist with maybe our best albums for the year, or at least one album each from 2020 that came out that we might be able to throw up.
I reckon we'll do like a Apocalypse Best. I'm down for sure, man. Let's get that episode on.
Yeah. So coinciding this, there'll be a Spotify playlist that people will be able to listen to if they want to hear my picks. It's pretty hard to choose because this year there's been not a lot of music released, but I'm sure that I've got a couple there that I'm tossing up between, so be able to chuck that up there for everyone to listen to.
Sick. Yeah, I'm just afraid that I haven't checked out any 2020s.
Yeah.
And I've got them mistakenly. That's my favorite new shits, but probably from 2019.
Well, anything from 2019 that didn't make it into last year's top 5 could be get honourable mentions at least, because there was a few to choose from last year, so I'm sure they'd spill over into now. But yeah, man, we'll wrap it up with that, man, and get into the episode. So thanks for everyone for tuning in and checking out the new YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and rate. And we'll be back next year with some more content for you guys.
Yeah, what he said. That way. Anyway, I'll see you all.
Yeah, see you all next year, and wrap this one up and fucking move on with some more. Cheers. Thanks for listening.
Peace out, bro.
This is Marky Malpus, and I'm here with the guys from As Flesh Decays in the YouTube edition of the show, as well as the audio. So from left to right, we've got...
I'm Ryan.
I'm Taz. I play drums.
I'm Lacquer. I do the vocals.
Cool, man. We've had Taz and Lacquer on the show before. You probably recognise. And Newbie, you're just here to look cool, man, right now.
He is.
Here to drink and look cool. So
hopefully his flush socks make it on YouTube.
I hope so, man. I tell you what, we'll make it onto YouTube. That fucking mad sports jacket, man.
Yeah, D-Tomb windbreaker, of course.
Man, I sussed it out. Let's do a merch rundown. Let's go.
So D-Tomb misery windbreaker revolves.
Hold the mic to your mouth. You gotta. I know you're a guitarist, but you just need to hold the mic to your mouth.
Yeah.
So
D-Tomb misery windbreaker.
Yep.
Revulsed long sleeve and analepsy mosh shorts.
Fuck yeah, dude.
With snooker ball. fucking
Yeah,
socks.
bloody oath.
Fucking the epitome
What?
of cool.
I tell you what's fucked up, man. I've seen so many bands. I can tell you're a good guitarist just by the merch that you've got. Like, you ever see that shit? Like, you rock up
Yeah.
to a gig and you see the guitarist and he's just wearing a fucking, like, random merch and you're like, oh, man, I'm going to have to suss this guy's skills depending
I like how
on...
he's inspired.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually almost similar to how I first saw your band, because Brian also plays guitar in Dread the Winner. And me and Billy, the other guitarist, we went and saw the local show and we saw these guys. So we walked in, they had Distant Tomb stuff, and I'm like, yep, they're automatically good.
yeah.
And they were,
so-
thankfully they were good.
Yeah, fucking Distant Tomb kicks ass, man. First time I ever seen them, I was coming home from a bar shift at the basement. And there used to be this pub. Well, it still exists, but it's not. It's different. A different setup to how it was then. This pub down the road called the Potbelly. You Canberra people know what I'm talking about. I'm only really telling anyone that's not from Canberra now. But this bar down the road, like long, narrow pub with a stage at the front, but it was only like a stage big enough to fit. Like, if you had a full metal drum kit, the guitarist and the vocalist would have to be in front of the stage.
Yeah,
like, it was
right.
that
Play some
size.
venues like that.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
done
we
those
have.
ones
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
Yeah, like, if you've got it all set up, that's about all the... It's a bit like when fucking Sepultura played.
Okay, yeah.
The fucking... The kit was like too big for the venue. Like, they had to... They're just like, dude, the stage is the fucking shit. Like, that's all we can fit.
The stage becomes the drum riser, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
just it.
Yeah,
we
but
need- 'cause
they're
we
all
need the-
just random fucking stories
Because we
from the
need the
road.
biggest area, of course, don't we?
Yeah.
Well,
bloody
that's
oath.
just random stories from the road. Like, anything I say on this show is never fucking factual. Like, people, the thing is, right, what I say on here, I don't have fucking, like, Jamie, the fucking guru from Joe Rogan, looking up Google and shit and stuff, but people that are listening to this episode have Google right there in front of them.
Yeah,
So,
right.
what am I going to do, dude? You can just, people that are listening to this
That's it.
episode, you can just Google it, you can comment below, tell me how wrong I am. But do you know what the
Yeah.
main thing is? I took a fucking chance. I made up a story. I told some bullshit, and maybe 3 cunts believed me for about half an hour.
As long as you believe that lie or bullshit, that's all that matters. You can sell anything. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm coming back from the bar shift. I used to live down the road, and I'm walking home, and I just hear. I finished early that night, and I fucking just hear like some heavy fucking music coming out of this little fucking Irish style pub.
Wow.
And I look in through the window was like tinted. You could only just sort of barely see in there. So I stick my head around the door, and I just see the guys from fucking Disentombed in there. I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here?
Who is this band playing this heavy, monstrous riffs?
Just go in there like, yeah, okay, let's fucking get amongst this. And yeah, there's like, yeah, we're just fucking touring, dropped in, added this to the dates, and got the fucking thing going.
Wow. Yeah, they're very they're huge live. I think I've seen them. I think maybe once or twice. I think
Yeah.
we played a show in Sydney, and after the show, it was a day show, and I knew, and I was playing with Gorguts and
What was that? Oh, yeah.
Portal. Remember old Portal, Billy? Where the room it gets very dark in that room when that band plays. But yeah, that was the first time I think really seeing them. And then after they'd played, we went down the bar and had beers, and they were there, and we had a good chat, and nicest dudes too. But yeah, they're monstrous live.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm actually wearing some Distant shorts myself that Billy
Yeah.
gave me, so I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And my Bloodbath shirt. Normally, usually I wear an Australian band shirt every day, but I don't know, I just brought this Bloodbath shirt recently. I'm like, I better wear it.
Yeah, might
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
well,
was from Direct
They've all got to
Touring.
get a turn on the rotation somewhere, don't they?
maybe in the fucking like the my own merch whore, I have to wear the Canberra Metalheads shit, obviously, but
Yep.
you know how it is. Just would you ever find that? Do you ever wear you wear your own merch as well?
I used to be, because I know there was a whole thing. I knew there was a whole thing where people have these things like they don't wear their own band merch. And I'm like, well, if I pay for it, I like it obviously, so I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
But now I don't do that anymore. I think I just keep the shirts in the cupboard and
I've got one of
Yeah.
those shirts from just back with that big demon with the. I think I've worn it once, and
yeah.
every now and then, you know, when it comes through the cycle, I'm like, oh, I should wear that. And I don't know if it feels too gratuitous or whatever. I really like the artwork on it. Actually, it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, it takes a bit, eh? Like sometimes when you see really rad fucking designs, and then you put them on and they just don't suit me, like for example, fucking I know that sounds a bit like I'm fucking some fashionista. Let me tell you, I'm not. But I seen Volvadinia put out a fucking like a full color hoodie, like a zip jacket.
Yeah, right.
Like full color, like it's not just printed. Like
It was all over print, was it? Something
It
like
was just
that, or-
all over print.
Yeah, right.
And I was looking at it, and I fucking was eyeing it off for so long, and then I just realized, dude, that would not look good on me. Like if like it looks good as a fucking jacket,
Yeah.
but I'm just not a fucking full color print sort of person. Like
Even though it looks like a great design, like but I get what you mean too.
I could have been wrong. Like maybe I would have got it and looked rad as shit, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, it's like my drummer in our other band. He bought a Rings of Saturn, like Uta Ula, I think the purple all over hoodie, and I don't think I could pull it off.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just so bright. Like it's just, I don't think I could do it.
Loud socks is where.
just,
Yeah, loud socks and then camo and black. That's it.
Do you want to be seen or not? Like,
But in saying that, we got new t-shirt designs arrived yesterday, which
Oh,
will be
yeah.
available at the show tonight. In red and metallic silver designs, and yeah, as soon as I got it, I put one on straight away.
yeah.
And had to mould them, and yeah. So I usually,
so first two are going to smell nice.
yeah. So I took the silver. In saying that, I did wear one yesterday. So
Yeah, dude, no fucking seen that. People that follow the page would have seen that as well. But the fucking merch, man, like you got the metallic design as well. I think that's one of the first time I've seen that style in a band.
I got
Band
that
merch.
because I did have a metallic silver logo shirt from a band called Terrorist, which had Matty Skits.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and they gave me a shirt with a metallic silver logo on it. I just really liked it.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd take a chance and get most of the design in red and then like 20 in silver. And yeah, everyone seems to be, so far what they've seen from the pictures I put up of it, they're liking the silver. So that may or may not get reprinted again. If it did get reprinted, probably just be that's it. But red can always just keep going on for as long as we decide
That's
to.
the main color
We don't
scheme.
really sort of reprint our stuff anyway. Like, even like
Not
albums,
usually, no, yeah.
like even albums and merch. Once it's gone pretty much. But you know, because we're a new logo now too. But I mean, we may recycle some designs with the new logo, maybe in hoodie wise, but we'll have to see what happens when it comes to it. So
Oh yeah, cool. No, you fucking definitely overestimated my abilities when you said you'll be at the gig. It'll be at the gig tonight. Anyone listening to this episode should know that gig happened like last week at least. Like my ability to upload episodes is at least a week. So if you guys are
Then you left, just hit Taz up on Facebook. We'll work it out.
if you guys were at that gig last week, first of all, thanks for coming out.
no, thank you for having us, man. Thank you for doing the interview, man.
And thanks for
always a pleasure coming
oh,
on.
don't worry, I'm not wrapping up just yet. But yeah, no, I'm great at that, dude. Whenever I do stand up, I'll like get midway through and I'll like remember that I just did like a podcast with someone, and I'll be like, oh, I'll be like midway through a joke, and I'm like, oh, by the way, check out my podcast. And people start clapping like I'm wrapping up. And I'm like, oh no, don't
leave the shit.
don't spill out what's in the tank yet. I'm
Still
not
got
done.
40 minutes.
Do the plugs in the middle so you listen to them.
Yeah. Just like the ad reads and shit when you listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Intermission.
fuck. But yeah. So anyway, that's if there's any left when you're listening to the episode, go and check them out. Do you sell them online or is it?
We will, yeah, definitely. We'll put them on our Bandcamp at Flash Decays, bandcamp.com. I wasn't going to put them on straight away. I thought, see what happens, what sells tonight at the gig, and you know, if most of the silver goes, then people may miss out or they may not. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
dude. No, well, I'll definitely be walking out of the gig tonight with one. So
Nice,
and
thank
a
you.
couple for Lukey as well.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been supporters for us from I guess from the start. So we love playing Canberra. We love to come up here, and I think that's one of the things we missed about. Probably, well, I missed about playing shows is more the people. So I was really stoked. Like, if anyone had offered a show this year that hadn't been Benji from Wretch, I probably wouldn't have taken it up. But we love Benji. We love the guys from Wretch, and you guys as well. So it's like, got to go up there and see some familiar faces and have a good laugh and a few beers.
Fuck yeah,
It's been a while.
No,
Yeah,
Benji's.
and after this year, I think it'd be really good to get back into the basement and bloody have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
man. Like,
bloody
is this your first gig back?
Yeah.
Last gig was like in September last year for my birthday.
Holy
so
shit.
we haven't even rehearsed. We've only had one rehearsal, so
I hadn't seen these guys till last week. Like, I saw Taz a couple of weeks before that.
Yeah, whole lockdown.
we
haven't
didn't get
seen
together as
each
a band.
other at
Holy
all.
shit.
Rehearsal.
So tonight might be a bit rusty. We'll see how we go.
Guys locked up in Melbourne during the stage 4 lockdown and all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
So it's been a very unproductive year for us. And
Actually,
tonight's the.
I actually think. I just fucking cut you off. See, I'm not a professional, people.
that's all right.
If anyone, I'll invite
I'll
people on the.
unless you do.
Oh, dude, no. Here's the point, man. I'll invite people on the show and just talk over them. I've talked over a lot of fucking bands at this point. Like, I've talked over some fucking top tier. Like, I've talked. If you listen back for the episode, you'll hear me talk over so many different bands over the years. Like, I talked over the guys from Archspire. I've talked over the guys from Psychroptic. Like, if you go through the catalogue, there's some fucking decent.
It's like that too. It just sounds like it's like, you know, the best interviews are the ones where it's just like you're sitting around having beers, having a chat, and 4 people want to all talk at fucking once. You know, it's like all got some stupid shit to say, so they're the best ones. You don't want to get there and have generic. You know, what's your favourite colour? What's your favourite band? She's like, fuck, man, look, really, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
So it's good sitting down with you know, good folks like yourself, and like I said, I love coming Canberra.
Oh,
And
dude.
the people here are awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fucking good. It's good to good. Actually, was about to say before you cut me off. No, I'm just fucking.
We're gonna keep this thing going.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it's not counted as cutting off if I cut someone else off to do it, right? Like,
Yeah.
True.
So we can't cut you off.
Oh,
but-
yeah, right.
yeah.
I'm notorious for
Oh,
that
is that
shit.
right? Because I kicked off the show, I'm still the original fucking talker. That's probably rude. I should probably get people to introduce my show to me just to go the other way. But anyway, I was going to say just from working at the bar and from memory, I don't think we've had any other Melbourne bands since COVID. I think you were probably one of the first bands from Victoria to come up since the lockdowns have been lifted.
Yeah, right. How many gigs have been back since the restrictions lifted?
Heaps, man, but
Yeah.
they're local gigs. So we've had Sydney and Canberra bands mostly. Couple of like Wollongong, that kind of like area. But I'm pretty sure from memory, you guys are the first band
From down south.
from anywhere in Victoria to actually be in Canberra to play
Yeah, right.
There you
at
go.
the basement anyway. So.
Well, I think if COVID wasn't around, did I cut anyone off? Just to make sure I didn't cut off.
Bring you a souvenir from Victoria.
A mask. Oh, yeah, nice mouthful of Rona. Spread it around.
Mouthful of Legionnaires or
I go
whatever.
Galveston, that type of shit.
Just let it spread in the air. See
But
if we can aerosolise it.
If COVID wasn't around, we would have had because I started recording drums for the new album in February.
Yeah,
And we're like,
at
sweet,
my
get
place,
the album
like,
ready to go. And then COVID hit and everyone got in lockdown, so we've got an album there with just drums and you guys managed to get guitars down.
Yeah, we've got a gap in there. We've got the guitars
Yeah.
done, solos to go, a little bit of vocals, and then into post-production.
We'd probably
But
be touring
we
tonight.
would be touring that album
Yeah.
by now if not for COVID. So unfortunately, these things happen. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but fucking it all. I guess you just got to find the silver lining from everything. I guess
yeah.
it's like with some of, like I was saying before, talking to Laker off mic about the local band scene has fucking flourished heaps because everyone's supporting local music and they're not out of town. They're just coming down to the local bar and watching the local band.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it's
great.
good to
And
hear.
We're in
Like,
Victoria is where we're seeing that sort of at the initial outset at the moment, where we're planning organising gigs and stuff into next year, and people want to come out now because they've been locked down and they haven't been able to see what they've been able to see, so they're hungry for it. So we have the opportunity here to sort of
Take advantage.
have a reset of the paradigm of the whole scene, and it's positive. It can be really positive if we seize it and go forward for it.
yeah, like when there's a local gig every single week, you know, people just go, "Oh, I saw them last week. I'm not gonna go." But now everyone's been locked up. Like, they just want to get out there and
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
and check
there's
it
a
out.
point for me where I just wanted to even go see a bad dad cover band butcher their way through Eagle Rock, for Christ's sake. A gig that bad, you know what I mean? I'd sit through that and be happy about it. I'm like, yes. Fucked up that intro to Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, but I don't care.
If you
But
get drunk enough, they'll let you go on the drums.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I've seen that within the bands before. So one of the early gigs I went to at the bar, like I moved to Canberra in 2012,
Right.
and it would have been around that same year. I was at the bar and there's this band there doing their last ever gig, and the bass guitarist was so fucking drunk, dude. He was just on stage like. Make it not the drunkest I've ever seen someone on stage. The drunkest I've ever seen someone on stage. He fell over into the drum kit. The singer fell into the fucking drum kit. yeah, it was you know who you are, and
Like a boy.
yeah.
Nice.
It has the lineup of that band, by the way, slowly increased to become a lineup of fucking killers. Like, it started off as a local band with like people that are just sort of getting going in like 2008. I'm narrowing down which band it is.
Yeah.
2000. They started in 2008, and eventually they swapped out like guitarist left and they replaced with like someone that was already in like a massive band. So before you know it, it was basically just like bass guitarist and singer, and everyone else had been swapped out for someone that was like fucking excellent.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so they started out as just like a, I don't know, like a, what would you call them? Probably like a death metal band,
Yeah.
which eventually evolved to become this fucking band of like local legends
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
and just people that had fucking toured Australia and shit with other projects. And and then you still got the original singer just gets drunk and falls back into the, like, with basically a band of people that have fucking toured Australia, right?
Yeah.
Fucking
But
hell.
oh well, shit fucking happens, dude. I think that was their last gig since. I come to think of it, they kind of knew that they were going to take a bit of a break anyway, so maybe that's why he was fucking like hitting it harder.
Well, he certainly made one for the books, I guess. One to remember. Well, he may not remember, but
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else will.
Oh, dude, it was sick. You still had it together enough to sell me a shirt and shit after. Like, you know, like, even in the fucking pit of, like, as drunk as fuck as you can be.
Well, he needs beer money,
Like,
mate. So, you know, shit, he's going to sell everything.
Somehow
I need
fucking...
another beer. Here's a shirt.
Somehow found the fuck... They were already packed up. He went through the van, found the fucking merch, like, got the shirt out, fucking took the cash, man. It was all
Wow.
G.
What a trooper.
But
I
that...
was about to say the same
That,
thing.
so that was the drunkest. The another one that I seen, yeah. So he gets up there, he's talking, and
Hey, no.
he's talking smack, right? And the singer's just like, "Yeah, mate, what happened to your bass solo in that last song?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I forgot, I miscounted or some shit." And it was just like on stage, he's giving shit,
Oh.
and then they fucking like, "Yeah, what happened to your bass solo, dude?"
Oh. Do a
Can you,
little
pour
dance
me,
for us,
can you
will
pour me a vodka and orange, mate?
Yeah, it sounds like me at
Cheers,
Dubbo.
Yeah, Butler.
Thanks, mate.
Everybody.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, nice,
Not really,
nice,
no.
nice two-story apartment. People just getting us drinks. Yeah, the rock star
Yeah.
life's really
Yeah,
paid
yeah,
off.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
paying
yeah,
off.
dude.
It
We've got
is.
some hookers showing up, and then we're going to do some cocaine off their asses later, and then
Yeah.
that's going to blow the budget, unfortunately.
I
You
ain't-
gotta do what you got to do.
I ain't paying for that shit. Yeah.
Oh well, man, fucking. I think they'll be just happy to see people from fucking Victoria able to travel again.
Yeah, like,
That one
like-
might be on the house. You
Oh,
never
I
know.
Exactly right. I was really looking forward to coming up here this morning. I was like traveling on the road with the boys. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Just yeah, I miss people at the gigs and the bands. Like I wouldn't even be fussed if I wasn't playing a show tonight. I'd like just to go out and
Yeah, it's a good beta show, yeah.
and just see the familiar face again that I couldn't see this year. That always make me put a smile on my face. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
fuck yeah. No, you were saying about a story in.
Oh, Dubbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about people getting drunk. Like,
You need 40 minutes for this one.
yeah, I probably had like 15 beers before we played.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I mangled my way through this set, but everyone else seemed to think it was okay. And then, let's just say the night went downhill after that. Like, it was rough.
Yeah.
Fun,
yeah.
but rough.
Dude,
Ryan does have a knack at getting free drinks out of male bartenders.
Yeah,
he
somehow.
does.
Must be
Yeah.
my socks, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's all that or those sexy legs.
oh, yeah.
And where'd you end up that night in the bathtub, mate? I found you in the bathtub.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
Just going to bed, you reckon?
Yep.
And he stole your bed.
Yeah, stole my bed.
Fuck, dude. I went to. This is probably back like 2013, 14. So I'd only lived in Canberra for a couple of years, and we all decided, like a bunch of people from the basement decided, let's go to fucking Orange for a deprivation gig. You know the
Yeah.
Is deprivation, tensions arise. Yeah, Sydney band, and then Beneath the Tides are a Canberra band, and they later became Imperilment. And then I think one other band was on the bill, but hired a fucking bus, went like a fucking like a whatever 13-seater bus or whatever, filled it and went to Orange with the trailer behind with the guys from Beneath the Tides. All went up there, like, band plus like 6 or 7 other people.
Yep.
went up there, watched the thing, man, and we booked the hotel room, or they booked the hotel room, and it was like 3 beds, but 4 people to every room. So it was like whoever's the drunkest has to sleep on the fucking floor. Like
Fair
that
enough,
was just the
rightly so.
rule. And yeah, dude, like it was a fucking rad gig. But the thing is, because I was like, you're fucking new to the scene and whatever. You know how it is. Wasn't used to day drinking, dude.
Yeah,
So
right.
by the time we fucking get to the gig, best thing about being a bartender, dude, I cut myself off. I was just like, we get there, sun's still up. It's like,
I've had enough.
afternoon.
That was me last night.
And old mate just goes, he's just like, yeah, no worries. What can I get for you? And I'm just like, fucking, just get me. Can I just have a soft drink, please? Like, there's no fucking, like, my RSA was better than his, and I was fucking drunk. Like, I nearly had to like be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, but
Yeah.
the good thing was I stopped drinking then, and then by the time the bands played, it was like I was like that good level of like, oh, I'm not gonna really have much of a hangover tomorrow, sort of thing. And yeah, just fucking rode it out. But that was fucking sick. That was the second last gig Deprivation did before they went into like hiatus for a little while.
Yeah, right.
And that was the second last gig. Before then, it fucking went off. And the guys' intentions are like super tight as well. It was fucking it was a good gig there. Orange fucking upstairs at the Ox, man. They got the Occidental is upstairs. It's like they have this metal bands playing like however often. But downstairs was like a fucking nightclub of just all like early 20-year-olds just dancing and drinking vodka Red Bulls. Like, what the fuck? It's like literally just upstairs there's like a full metal band.
Yeah.
And downstairs, there's like just like a nightclub, like as if like there's not a metal band playing upstairs, man. It was the weirdest thing.
Wow.
Full EDM vibes and stuff.
Yeah, like
yeah.
legitimately just playing like fucking hip hop and
And
stuff.
they all mix in the smoking area, don't they?
Well, the thing is, downstairs was open till like 3 o'clock, but upstairs shut at 12. So if you were like in there to watch metal bands, but you wanted to keep drinking, they would just go like, oh, you can go downstairs, they're open till 3. So you just fucking like at 12 o'clock, all the metalheads just come down and mix with everybody else.
That reminds me of that time in Ballarat, wasn't it? Like, where was it?
You tell me.
Played this venue at Ballarat, and then afterwards the DJ came in and started playing like.
Oh yeah, and he started like playing like beach. When he played Beach Boys, I lost my shit and started dancing hard.
Yeah.
So I love the beat.
So there's all these metalheads hanging on after the gig. Beach Boys are playing. And
I was outside having a beer, and as soon as I heard Barbara Rannigan was, dude, I nearly threw my beer on the ground and ran in and started like singing. I'm like, I mean, I love metal.
I can't remember the name of that venue right now, but I think it's closed now.
The Eastern. Oh no, not the Eastern.
No, it wasn't the Eastern.
Grover Bar.
Grover, that was it.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
that was hilarious.
He did play a bit of Metallica stuff for us. He played a bit of Metallica.
Yeah.
And that was like.
It's just funny how you had that, like a light switch just flicked.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it was been a metal night, metal, and then just Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny how like most metalheads, you know, like they don't go home and listen to metal. Like Tassie goes home and listens to ABBA.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know,
Boney
like
To us
M
a
and-
lot. But
Yeah.
no, we're usually very eclectic people when it comes down
The
to
car
it.
ride up here was really great. It had everything from Blondie to Little Richie.
Yeah.
It was, some good sing-alongs, man. It was great. And then
I bet you guys had a ball.
yeah, no, it was sick.
yeah,
it was
I had
sick.
a huge ball in the car.
Oh man, I seen the
You didn't get any.
fucking Danger Zone, Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah, man.
Nice. Billy actually learned that on guitar.
Oh fuck
During
yeah.
during
Oh, a bit
lockdown.
of Kenny Loggins to get
During lockdown, he got a new guitar and just started playing like dad riffs, man. Like everything.
Anyone
like,
who rhymes Danger Zone with Danger Zone, that's a lyrical win.
So I've got to learn that now on drums.
That's the thing, man. Like, you kind of subconsciously learn shit that you actually like. Like, you might be just like, oh yeah, that sounds fucking good, and before you know it, you like incorporate that with something that you're fucking doing. So you might hear an As Flesh Decays song soon one day, just written with like a little bit of fucking Highway to the Danger Zone flavour on top of it.
Cover of
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Straight death metal cover of
6
Danger Zone.
solos, yeah, definitely. What was the one song that was really pumped me up? The Push It to the Limits.
Oh
Push
yeah.
It to the Limits. Yeah, that. I was really Rocky pumped when that came on. I'm like, all right, Canberra.
Dude, Grand
do
Theft
this.
Auto fucking vibes. Do you remember that? It was
Vice
one of the
City.
That's
yeah,
exactly
Vice
right.
City, yeah.
Well, I even mentioned it. Like, there was a couple of songs. I'm like, I remember this on GTA. But yeah,
man.
it was the vibes, man.
Dude, that's some. This you ready for some fucking? It's a little bit of little bit of fucking retro cassette days conversation. Back when I was in high school, I fucking had like a cassette recorder, and I plugged my PlayStation, the 2 audio outputs, into my cassette recorder, like one of those personal fucking things, just in through the mic in. I had like a converter to go from that step down from RCA to fucking thing. Because I used to go to Dick Smith and buy all the fucking random things and make my own random cables up.
All the dongles and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, just fucking like, oh, yeah, I bet you've never seen a fucking, like, one of these, just like shit you couldn't buy. Like, just make them up, you know?
You see them all the time now. You get
they're everywhere.
AV install nightmares on Facebook.
Dude, I fucking seen that shit. So, but yeah, I used to fully, like, because most of the time everywhere just had aux cords. There was nothing like else, but I would like make up, like I'd splice 2 together and make weird shit just to like, so that I could record stuff onto the cassette. And I fucking recorded if you went in on GTA, you could go into the pause menu and just have just the audio of the radio. Right. So I recorded the fucking, the fucking
soundtrack,
soundtrack from the radio onto cassette and used to listen to it at school. And people would be like, what are you listening to? I'm just like, yeah, I'm just fucking listening to the Grand Theft Auto fucking soundtrack.
Which one was it? Was it Vice City?
No, this was, it was GTA 3. Yeah. And then I did it again later. All those CDs were a thing. I did it for San Andreas as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I would fucking, like, people would be like, oh, shit, yeah, can I get a copy of that? I'm like, yeah, bring me in a tape and I'll give it back to you tomorrow with fucking Grand Theft Auto radio recorded on it.
Wow, I would have asked you for the Laszlo station.
Chatterbox, I think it was called.
Right,
yeah.
Laszlo.
Oh, man. There's so many, like, when I listen back to that, I'm like, the comedy writing for the callers and the voiceovers and shit for that, like, there would have been a whole team devoted just to the radio in...
Bloody
yeah.
It's not just randoms, you know, just fucking talking about whatever they want, you know?
So
like, there's actual...
There's a planned
when you
out.
play the game, it's really incidental, but you know, you disseminate it. You can sort of someone's had to put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you find yourself playing the game.
Voice actors, etc.
Sometimes you find yourself playing the game. You just got to stop so you can listen to what's going on in the conversation. Like, this is really good at the moment. Pause, whatever, and just listen to what's going on. I'm like, you know, I've got a game to play. But
I've got some cops to kill. Hang on a sec. What's this guy doing?
It reminds me of I was listening to a podcast from like a callback episode, like an older one from before podcasts were like overly popular, and this guy was talking about it, how he was saying that if you're listening to the radio back when, like, so it's a US podcast, is talking about like when Howard Stern and all that shit was a big thing. Sometimes you'd be cruising around fucking pulled up in your driveway just with the fucking radio on just to hear the end of the show, like even though you're at home and you fucking, like, could just go inside, just sitting there listening to the fucking radio because you didn't want to miss a bit going from here to your house. Yeah. But now with podcasts, you just, like, pause it and
accessibility
good to go.
Yeah, definitely right.
There's even, like, not just listen to an interview or whatever, even just a song. Like, you pull up in your driveway and you're like, oh, I want to hear the end of this song. If you go back a bunch of years, either you don't it or you tape it off the radio on your cassette or...
Yeah, taping a song off the radio.
How many times did you used to do that when were...
Did you ever used to do that, Ryan, mate?
No.
Man, that's way before my
way
time.
Before your time, mate.
Just get on Spotify, mate.
Yeah, Spotify, mate.
So that makes the thing different. It's accessible. You can
now for me to know what a song
is,
I'm
not saying it's a bad thing, but it changes the way you interact with it because if you aren't able to access it all the time, then you're transfixed by it and you have to be there until it's done. Same as when it was live on TV and you can't just go and stream it whenever or whatever it was a TV show.
Like Hey Saturday.
Same thing, yeah. Like you either watch it now or you don't. That's it.
I don't want to miss out on red faces.
Yeah. So people his age even don't remember what it's like to have a sibling buddy calling you, it's back on, the ads are over, and you have to run back.
Out,
I don't have any siblings, so I never had that, you know, like...
Oh, sorry, mate. I'll
Taping
pick on you for being an only child.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's really hurting.
Or recording films.
We're going to have to go through this in bed.
Dude, you're actually pretty fucking humble for an only child. I wouldn't have thought that.
No?
Yeah. Nice and... You ever had that? You're like, where someone's just like... Oh, yeah, true, yeah. You're like the older brothers, like, just...
He keeps us in check. Like, he's...
Yeah, sometimes.
Yes, except for Dubbo.
Yeah.
But that's for another podcast.
Oh, it's like the... You're saying about, like, VHS and all that sort of shit, man. I've sometimes had, like, old VHS where I'll go through and there might be something on there that I recorded, like, whatever fucking off TV. And then you looking at it and there's, like, I recorded the ad breaks as well, and you're like, fuck, dude, these old ads are actually fucking gold. Like, I seen one for the new iMac, and it was like one of those old school fucking like
The
shit.
boxy
the
ones.
boxy ones.
Yeah.
I'm just like, holy shit! I seen one that was just like, you know, for a car yard, and they're just like, oh, come down and check out our fucking new range of Holden Commodores, and it's like the '95 Commodores. It's like the fucking the ones that you normally see with like the springs chopped and the stockies on the back doing burnouts and shit.
You can
They're
buy
like,
one from a crackhead for like 200
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
True.
dude, this is a fucking, without naming names, dude, I got a fucking story about that. So my buddy comes home one night, and he fucking doesn't remember coming home.
Right.
Drunk from a party, like, because he went out with cash because he just sold a car before the party, cash, and went to the party on the way home because he didn't have a car. He drinks up, right, because he was fucking not driving anyway. Someone at the party, he apparently, after retracing his steps, was like, oh, you need a car, do you? He's like, well, I just sold mine, but like, what do you got? This bloke's just like, oh yeah, I got this Commodore wagon. Do you how much have you got? And he's just like, oh, I've got $1,000. I just fucking sold my like Commodore sedan. I'm actually looking for a wagon. So he gives him the fucking money apparently, and fucking drunk drove it home.
Oh no.
Fucking wakes up in the morning, looks out the window, fucking Commodore wagon across his front lawn. He's like, oh shit, fucking
I
scored
own that
scored
Yeah,
that.
that actually happened last night.
Yeah. I hope I didn't steal that.
Well, that was why he had to retrace the steps too, because he's like, what the fuck? Like, hopefully I didn't fucking like get dropped off. Is this someone else's?
Yeah, whose wagon is this kind of thing?
Did someone drop this off and then leave it here while they're away or some shit? I don't fucking know. So he had to retrace all the fucking steps, dude. But yeah, anyway, now that's on fucking YouTube and all the Spotify and all that shit.
Yeah.
But because I didn't name a name, it's all fucking fictional. It's like one time I was at a comedy show and this fucking chick comes up to my buddy and says, like, oh, well, is that real drug use that you're talking about on stage? Do you think that that's fine to talk about drug use on stage?
Right.
And he was just like, it was a fucking act. Like, I was like, what do you call the cops if you see someone taking drugs in a movie?
It's funny the way people look at that differently. It's like we get up on stage and every single song is about murder, basically. And no one would think that we're out there advocating, oh, we should go and murder people. As soon as you turn it into spoken word, then people think, even you're telling stories as if they are about your own life, that they think that you're just being 100% honest and that it's not an act or telling entertaining stories for the sake of telling entertaining stories.
Yeah, it's just a fucking story. And the thing is, a lot of comedy is just that. Like, I'll tell a story, exaggerated version of the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry.
Never
Chris.
get the truth getting away with a good story.
Yeah. What's
It's
that from?
funny,
Chopper,
that's
isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen that film?
Fuck hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, man, I had to stop quoting that, so I'm just as bad as you sometimes.
Yeah, we're
Man,
going to
that's
finish
like-
with an hour and a half of him quoting Chopper from
And the
Star
thing
I
is
could
too,
probably do it.
He does the
like-
females' voices too, and
Yeah.
he does it pretty identical. It's
We should
Yeah.
just do it one day and upload
it can be
to
a very
YouTube.
beautiful thing sometimes, but
Just
when you're not in the
Ryan
mood
does
for it,
Chopper.
yeah, when you're not in the mood for it, it's not good.
After about
I'll release my
18
Netflix
PBs.
special. Ryan does Chopper. It's just me in my shed drinking
yeah.
piss and just
Yeah.
quoting Chopper.
Or
We'll just put some riffs under
Just
it.
reenact it. Chopper on Broadway. Yeah.
if anyone from the Canberra Metalheads side of things knows about my comedy podcast that I also do,
Yeah.
I've got a fucking episode on there with Trent Shepard. He's one of the guys that used to work at the bar and fucking just comes on there and tells stories. In the second episode with him, he talks about when he was in Melbourne and he met Chopper Reid.
Right.
And it's a fucking cracker of a story. Basically, just ran into him and tells the whole story about, fucking sinking piss with him and talking with him and all that shit. This is back in the early 2000s.
Wow.
So yeah, it's fucking like you hear all these stories and watch the series and see the movies, see the interviews and all that shit. That fucking crazy interview from the 90s with the fucking the Russian roulette that he plays with the fucking
Yeah.
reporter and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he was the fucking guy, like, right in front of him. He's like, holy shit, like, it's actually Chopper fucking Reid. But the best takeaway from that story was he walks in, he's fucking blown away by the fact that this guy's standing right there, and he's just like, you're Chopper Reed. Looks over and he just goes, am I? Best intro to the fucking meeting.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
How was it with the COVID? Like, did your comedy have to stop?
Yeah, so
Like everyone else?
there was, you probably remember from like Melbourne being all fucking shut down, there was no Melbourne Comedy Festival. And then the Canberra Comedy Festival got canned as well. But we had a whole bunch of just local open mics and shit that all had to get cancelled as well. So everything got a bit fucked. But the good thing is, since then, just like in the music scene, the comedy scene's fucking gone through the roof too.
Well, I think there's a whole lot of new material, like, with this whole
Yeah.
COVID thing. There's plenty to write about and talk about, I guess.
sure, yeah.
There's no shortage of, I guess, inspiration when it comes to writing about this year.
Well, it's also a little bit about not just the writing material from this year, but also having time to perfect your writing that you did before. Like, I had a whole bunch of fucking jokes that I didn't have time to work on.
Right.
And I worked all through COVID, so I didn't really get locked down. It was a bit different in ACT.
Yeah.
But it did give me, because I wasn't sort of doing as many bar shifts, or I wasn't, like, doing as much on the weekends and all that shit, I did actually have some time to, you know, as people probably know, go through and archive all the Canberra Metalheads episodes onto YouTube and fucking update a whole bunch of shit and go through and rewrite a whole bunch of jokes. And now I've got like another outlook on all the shit that I had before, you know. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because we did want you for Mel in the Mountains this year, remember?
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
We
yeah.
wanted to do
yeah.
something. You wanted to do something different, and have stand up in between like band setups.
So we're going to run a B stage. Was the plan was to run a B stage with just some stand up comedy and sort of lighter acts on while we're doing the changeovers on the main stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than doing an A and B stage with just band and band and band and band, is sort of, you know, to expand the sort of the format a little bit in terms of what's entertaining to people. And you know, sometimes if you beat them over the head with 8 bands in a row, it can get a bit.
It just becomes a normal
Yeah, they
gig, I
get
guess.
sick of
break
it.
it up with a little bit
Like,
of stuff, and yeah, a little bit of
that's
stand-up
probably
comedy and
what-
stuff. Was these sort of things, metalheads love to laugh, as you would know more than anyone else, and I think it would have went really well. And we're going to pick that back up where we left off, going forward into next year.
Yeah,
looking at the
so
way things
yeah,
are.
if you're still on board for next year, man, we'd love to have you.
Yeah,
back,
no,
and,
I'm down with that,
I only
man.
just checked the email the other day, and yeah,
I'm ashamed that I'm working because I actually wouldn't mind catching the axe. So it's like I might have to get a lucky to do my shit, and
yeah. Well,
I'll sit there and drink beer.
delegate, mate.
Watch
Delegation.
Marky do his comedy stuff.
Yeah, dude, no, for sure. No, I dig that. I'm glad that you guys kept me in mind for that, and fucking, I'm keen to do it. Keen to do it once everything returns to some form of fucking normal.
Definitely, mate. It's gonna
Actually-
happen one format or another. I mean, yeah. At the moment, we're sort of just seeing how the lay of the land is, and then we'll go forward from there. But
Oh, I did the same thing.
hopefully, come back with you know what. It wasn't even that long ago when it was supposed to happen. Come back with what that was supposed to be and everything. The third show.
Yep.
With the sort of expansion of the format, and yeah.
Fucking have another crack at it, man.
Bloody oath. With some really, really good bands. I mean, the lineup we were trying to chase was
Yeah.
actually excellent. And
Yeah,
there's no
no.
point crapping on about that now because we're going to have to chase them all again, but we're still going to try for most of the same bands.
Yeah.
Hopefully, man. I did actually do I emceed a gig here in Canberra and did comedy between each band.
Yeah, right.
Fuck, dude, 10 bands, and I did like fucking 10 minutes between each band. I ended up doing like 100 minutes of stand up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Shit.
by the end of it, man, I'd vibe with the crowd so well, dude, because I was just smashing out. Like, I kind of was coming back to the same people I was doing crowd work with. Like, I got to know people's names. I'm like, oh, what'd you think of that, George? Or how'd you go with that one, Paul? Did you fucking like that one?
Nice.
Yeah, the crowd was younger than George
See, that was
and Paul.
another way of doing the same thing that I was thinking of actually doing was just to sort of. I know I've always been against the idea of having an MC for the night, but if you were, it was going to be something like that.
Yeah.
It actually could work. Anyway, that's
Yeah. Well, I was only ever going to MC that gig, but I ended up just doing comedy as well, so I kind of did a bit of both.
Yeah, well,
Just while the bands were changing over, they needed like someone to kind of break up the night and sort of chat, keep everyone's attention while the band was setting up behind me and shit. I was even doing interviews with the bands, like just while I was setting up, like, oh, so what kind of kit you running here? Like a pre-fight fucking interview, you know?
It's like, can you get the
I
fuck out
like
of my
that.
face?
I really like that. That's
That was
cool.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So if anyone's listened through to this part of the fucking episode, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. I fucked up before, and I said that I've seen Disentombed. It was actually a band from fucking Northern Territory called Miasma.
Miasma,
Jacko.
Yeah, we all know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's amazing band too. I haven't seen them live yet, but
Yeah, so that exact same story, but replace Disentombed with Miasma, and I got those two fucking switched.
yeah, can we just
No, do you know what? This is a fucking Easter egg for people that listen through to the end of the fucking episode.
How
If
just
you-
go back and go, I saw this band.
So all you
Miasma.
people that cut out early, fuck you.
yeah, exactly.
out.
You got misinformed.
Like some sort of Simpsons that is like, I saw this band, Miasma. And
We've done that before, dude. We've done that
There's a
before.
lipstick.
yeah.
Asthma.
Yeah, the clock behind just moving in different
Yeah.
fucking
Was it Rock Bottom? Yeah,
sweet
yeah.
can.
But yeah, Miasma, man, looks sick band, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jackson and he's also in the Riding, a great band. But I haven't seen them live yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, so
One
that was
day.
my fucking treat. I was just walking past the bar and they were playing, and Bacteria of This Earth just came out, which was their album. They were touring.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, dude, fuck, just a wall of fucking metal coming out of that venue. And then met those guys fucking all the way from Northern Territory, and they were just like, "Oh shit, what are you doing in Canberra?" And just
They
fucking-
toured hard, man. That was one of the hardest working bands I've sort of seen. Just getting in the van and just touring them, like, especially like where they're from, and it sort of inspires you to do that. Just getting the even though it's very expensive and draining on the old wallet and mental health, but
And the
seeing-
old liver.
yeah, the old liver, yeah.
But isn't it good to see like a band with like a huge sound like that in a small venue?
I
Like this
respect
crusty
bands.
little place. Everyone's in there and just getting their heads blown off.
Oh
It's like-
fuck, it was insane.
It's intimate, it's in your face. It's really cool.
I definitely respect bands that go out there and do the hard yards.
Oh,
like
absolutely,
instead of having anything given to them, a lot of bands expect that. It's like
Yeah.
I love.
Not all of them can live the high life like us in a.
No, you know.
It took me 8 years to get here, but
Butlers
fuck,
and-
I finally made it, boys.
It all fucking pays off, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely seen some Australian bands fucking put in some mad work, like King Parrot, fucking
Yeah,
prime
oh,
example.
shit.
Fucking doing some crazy shit, and
Non-stop.
then just getting climbing the ladder. You know how I mean? Like
it.
actually, I seen King Parrot in Canberra like around that same time when I moved here. That sort of 2012, 2013 sort of era.
Yeah.
Played at the basement, $15 entry, weren't the headliners. Local band headline, and they were like supporting. Like
Right.
that's where they
right.
when I first seen them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't know that Youngie wasn't drinking at the time. Well, I don't think still
Nah,
doesn't
I'm pretty
drink.
sure
Yeah,
it still doesn't.
yeah. So he does his usual fucking like big energy stage dive sort of thing. And as he dives, everyone fucking just like moves, and I'm the only one there. And I grab him by the legs. He flops over my shoulder, and I'm just fucking spinning around in circles while he's on my shoulders, just around
Holy
the
shit.
thing. I get over to the fucking bar, and I just sit him down on the bar. His wireless mic. He's fucking sitting on the bar, and I'm just like trying to like go like, "What do you want, man?" Like that, and he's just like, "I don't drink," and I'm just like, "Fuck," and I grab him, pick him back up, bring him back over, and sit him back on the stage.
Shit. Yeah, he's definitely a chaotic, like the most nicest, sweetest dude working the merch stand. But once he's on stage, like I've seen
And
him.
very soft spoken as well. Yeah, and he's a complete.
I've seen him go out in the smoking area and just pull seats out from people going, get the fuck inside. We've travelled like 3 hours to get to this place.
Yeah.
You can't fucking get it. And just, fuck, it's beautiful.
That same gig, there was people up the back playing pool, and he just ran up, grabbed the pool stick, and fuck the pool cue. I don't know what's fuck. Do I look like a
right.
professional
You're
fucking
the
pool player?
fucking
And
hustler.
Yeah.
So
is it?
he just
Hey,
runs
he
over.
knows,
Yeah, the pool stabber. Anyway, so I yeah,
The bally hitty thing. Yeah, anyway.
the old baller boarder,
That's it.
the old baller
The old
boarder.
dad rod. Anyway.
So I fucking roll up. He rolls up, sorry, and I'm standing there like near the bar. See him fucking just grabs the stick off the person, hits the fucking the white ball, and they're midway through the game, sinks the black straight away.
Oh, no.
So they were just like, "Oh fuck it, I suppose we better go up now." Put their sticks up and walked up.
Holy shit.
And even after the song, dude, he's just like, "Fuck, I can't believe I sank the black ball."
Yeah.
Like even he was surprised.
Oh.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, we've had some fun. We've had some fun King Parrot shows up there in Albury-Wodonga.
Yeah, fuck
Had
yeah.
a couple of wild ones up there.
Yeah.
A lot of
That,
broken glass.
Yeah, that's the fucking
Yeah, a lot of
vibe.
wet PAs and
Ooh.
amps and cabs and shit, just water and shit everywhere.
Shout out to Danny.
Yep.
Fuck yeah,
I
man.
was that band for a while, but
That just that wraps us up. I think we
Awesome.
ran nice over, a little bit over, so
Sorry about
a fair bit over actually. So that's
Oh,
good. It flew
shit.
by, which is awesome. We
I
don't
did.
have
I
a
actually had
limit.
fun.
Thanks
Thanks for.
it down, mate. Fucking chop out all the bullshit.
No, man. So
Just
everyone will
80%
be
of it.
everyone will be listening to this episode. Like, what do you mean? It's fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, no, I'm
But,
looking forward, man. Like I said, thanks for having us, man. Like I said, it's been one of those years where you haven't really had much to talk about, but we've had fucking shit to talk about. So
Yeah, you always
there
find
go.
something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could have ran
We're
for a
going to have
lot.
plenty to talk about all the rest of the night, just because we haven't seen much of each other.
We could have
Um,
sat here for 2 hours and just talk shit, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah, man. No, we could have ran for a lot longer, man. It's good to have you guys back on the
Mate,
show,
thank you.
and
It's good to see you again as well, man.
yeah,
absolutely.
fuck
Yeah, cheers.
Good to-
Absolutely.
and I'll be obviously at the gig tonight, and yeah, fucking thanks for everyone for listening to the show and listening to the episode. Make sure you check out the guys from As Flesh Decays on their social media. What's your
Oh, I think it's just as fleshdecays.com, I think it is.
probably
Facebook.
yeah.
we're-
.com at Facebook.
Yeah.
At Facebook, at Twitter.
Another vodka and orange, please.
yeah?
But yeah,
Just- yeah.
it's not hard to find us. I think, yeah.
What is it?
As-
Facebook,
no, I'll-
Bandcamp.
We've got
Spotify.
Facebook, Bandcamp, yeah.
Cool,
And
yeah.
Instagram,
Spotify,
Instagram.
You
Yeah.
tweet face.
It's Fleshdecays at Instagram, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm old,
I'll,
I'm 41, God damn it. Anyway, thanks for having us, man.
I'll fucking link it all in the description. So
Appreciate it.
check those guys out, and thanks for listening. And fucking quick shout out to Better Music, because we just got these lav mics in for this first episode I've done with them. So fucking it's handy to have a couple extra people being able to talk on the show. So fucking thanks to Bobby from Wretch
On
for
you, Bobby.
hooking us up. Cool. Thanks.
Too easy.
Catch ya.
Thank you.
See ya.
Canberra Metalheads.